What's up, everybody? I'm BZB,
I'm Adrian.
I'm Danae.
and this is But
Actually,
Decent. The
the
podcast.
podcast.
yeah, going through the
Episode 13 coming at ya.
yes, episode
Yo,
13.
yo.
How's
Hey.
everybody doing?
I'm
Oh,
good.
Adrian. Oh, okay. Yeah, thought I lost you for a second. You froze.
Oh, I told
But
you I'm
hey.
I'm I'm, I'm a Cedars World because I got a background because it's
Talking about
happening
Cedar's
in
World. That's so
See the
funny.
sun.
Little Big Baby. So y'all got to deal with me being all I don't know what to
That is
call it,
funny to me,
but
man.
Virtual.
virtual reality. I learned about that in my book too. One of my books I'm reading. But anyway, I guess I can start. I am doing well, doing well. You know, today I did something, y'all. I took a mental health day.
Wow. That was
Oh,
unnecessary.
yeah.
I mean to tell you, do you know what time I woke up? No, Adrian, what time you woke up? 11:53.
Wow.
Wow.
11:53. I went
What
to
time
sleep
did you go
about
to sleep?
about 12 something, like before 12:30. Because I was up and looking
11,
for
Yeah.
like
almost 12 hours.
yes, and like I woke up one time to go to the washroom, then I instantly like, and I'm usually once I'm up, I'm kind of up. I was like, no, and then I did one of your tricks. Remember when you was like, you never asked how much time is left on the alarm or something?
I don't
I
even look
didn't look
that
at a clock
direction.
at all. I just said when I wake up, I'm gonna wake
Man.
up. So that I am for that. I today has been very good for me. Very good
Y'all
for
don't
me.
feel a little good though when it's only like 2 o'clock in the morning. You like, yes, I got like 4 more hours. No.
No, because I'm like, I only got 4 more hours. Like, it's not the
Meanwhile, I'm
you
like,
sound
if
you
I
feel
get up
like Eeyore.
now, I can have now. I
Only
can do my
4 more
workout, and I won't rush to
hours.
work. It's not a 4 hour story for me.
Yeah, it's different. It's
It's
different.
always like
Yeah.
So you what? So but how was your weekend? How was that like a highlight of?
that was just my good thing for today. This weekend was cool. I've been having some pretty jam packed weekends, and I
Hmm.
think today was the reason that it was needed because I feel like I was tired. My body's been tired, and
Hmm.
I'm also
Yeah.
doing that 75 hard thing and all that comes with it, especially with the working out. So my body was like, we're tired, and I was going back and forth with it, but I decided to go with it today because this weekend I went to dinner and birthday parties. It was just like a bunch of stuff. So it was a really good weekend, a cool weekend. I went to a vegan festival. I went to Hillbro, the Hillbro tour that was at the
Oh
Greenwood
yeah,
Oasis
H
or
E
the
A L Heal.
yes, it was a time. And then Mayor Brandon was there,
You want to tell
and
something?
it was just I feel like I haven't been in a space like that since New Jay, with like a bunch all men kind of thing. And so
Hmm.
sitting there, I was just like, okay, so let's see, because I don't know anybody here. I don't know what to expect. So it was
Hmm.
a lot of just some real deep conversations. Had a few people that had a few questions, and then you had a few people that just wanted to be heard. But it was overall, it was a great experience. And I'm listening to right now, I'm listening to Emotional Intelligence 2.0. And so it's like one of the things is like watch everything with EQ and like kind of read people body language and stuff. And so I was also doing that. And so
Yeah.
yesterday, I got a message from Mr. Dalcor that said, I saw your pictures on Mayor Brandon's LinkedIn. So I'm like on his LinkedIn, they got a picture of me from so basically I'm famous. I might need security. But it was a good experience. I'm happy I
Basically,
went. I'm happy I went. And
that's
so yeah,
good.
my weekend was cool. Weekend was pretty good. Pretty good.
That's good. Nate, what about you? How do you have a highlight or what happens your weekend? Or was it
Let's.
horizontal? Right
I
here
wish.
with it.
I wish Sunday, this upcoming Sunday. Don't ask me for shit. Sorry. Um,
Damn thing.
Friday was a very long day. It was our homecoming football game.
Oh wow.
So that it's just a long because you go regular school day, pep rally, they got a parade, then the football
Yeah.
game. I didn't
Yeah.
leave out of work till almost 11. And then Yeah, and funny enough, this Friday is going to be the exact same, and I have to work Saturday morning because I just do. But we play our in district rivalry this week, so that game is almost bigger than the homecoming game. So
Oh wow.
two Fridays back to back. I actually think I might get a hotel room and just stay near my job because ain't nobody
What's the
got time
point?
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I ask you a
Uh,
question?
sure.
How is the pep rally for your school compared to what we being Thornwood alumni? Like what we're used to, what we remember from 20 years ago. But how is that this week?
Um, well, the pep rally was this past Friday, but it's not the same, nowhere near the same. It is, the demographic of the school is very different.
Mhm.
One thing is that my school, in a lot of ways, sports are the afterthought, and generally, homecoming is about football and the
Mhm.
football game, and our homecoming festivities are a lot about clubs and
Mhm.
cultural clubs and dancers and things like that. So, um, yeah, I think that, yeah, yes, it's different. It's just different.
Okay,
Sound like a sound like I
There's
play it.
there's a DJ, but they're not playing the kind of
Pipe
music.
it up. Pipe it up.
Yeah,
Right.
no, they're not
Mhm.
playing that.
What are they
But yeah,
playing?
what are they playing? Uh Party in the USA is always gonna come on.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah. It's just I don't know. They did so highlight of that. They did like a relay situation with a bunch of fall sports because like all of the fall sports get highlighted. And they had to like use a hockey stick to hit a potato into a little thing, and then they had to pop balloons. And one of our football players, instead of popping a balloon like a normal person with his hands, decided that he was going to jump in the air, land flat on a chair like that, broke the chair, and
Of course he did.
caused the scene. But like, why would you do that when
Mm.
you got a game later on that night? But
Yeah.
whatever. Just it's just
That
different.
is not fun. I was hoping to hear that y'all was dance to like what it is.
They not playing She Got a Dunk. Like it's just not that.
No
Um,
hallway parade. Remember the hallway parades they used to have when we be in class?
yeah, ain't no hallway parades. They actually do a parade at my school's across the street from Old Orchard Mall, so they walk through Old Orchard Mall doing their parade, and then they end up on the football field. Whatever. That was Friday. Saturday had a baby shower to go to, and then I went to dinner with some friends. Nafsi, a new black owned restaurant that is actually in the South Shore Cultural Center. Um,
Oh wow. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I heard of
you
that.
heard of it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So we
yeah.
went there. It was okay. I would probably go back though. But there were some
Y'all was
things
not
that,
rocking with that play.
I just need salt. I just need salt. That's all. But
Oh. What
and
kind of
then
restaurant is it? Is it like something
um
cuisine, or is it like soul food, or is it like what? Is
I
like
it's hard to describe. I feel
so
like but then they had like pasta and stuff.
mm-hmm.
mm,
So
I don't
it's
know.
not a
restaurants are
soul food
tough,
where you like,
man.
can I get a fried fish and a blah blah blah? It's not that. They had like a different pastas with like shrimp and stuff, and they had some. I had a white bean hummus, like that's like shit like that. But I
Mm.
enjoyed my stuff and
Yeah, it
potato.
was definitely upscale. It was
Yeah, for
upscale.
sure.
Oh, okay, okay,
It was nice.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I will go back. I will go back.
They didn't have egg rolls. Because
No
Yeah,
soul rolls.
Chicago love egg
they didn't
rolls.
have macaroni and cheese egg rolls.
No, they
Macaroni,
didn't.
right? Macaroni and cheese and sweet potato egg roll.
Mm-hmm.
Then Sunday, I had some stuff to do with my car, but it is supposedly all fixed now. And so, I'm still driving another car, but I have driven my car. And
Okay.
so I know it's good to go. I'm just going to drive out the gas of the car that I'm borrowing in the meantime.
Duh.
Hey,
Yep.
Just like a nigga.
Yeah, yeah. But that was my weekend. Brian.
That's funny. Man, I feel like Saturday we was like running like all day. Yeah, we went and celebrated our my sister-in-law's birthday. So that was cool. Turned a big 30, and we went to the
Ooh.
sushi
okay.
restaurant, and that was cool. And she was surprised and stuff. Then we had went like skating later. It was jam-packed all day. And then
Do you
Sunday,
skate?
no. But that was actually
Do-
one of my goals for the summer was to learn how to skate. But I just never did it. So I would still like to. Because they
Yeah,
make it look so easy, but then when you
so
get on
easy.
the skates, you like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. Then Sunday church, of course, and then we went out to eat. That was cool, and then we're here to today. So yeah, great weekend. Can't complain.
Great, great, great.
Oh,
Yeah.
what
My
I did, I was
yeah,
just
go
gonna
ahead.
say really quick. What I did over the weekend, I did watch Average Joe. Wow, 10 out of 10. That show was so good. It's on Netflix with Dion Cole and a host of other black people, and it had me on the edge of my seat. I still got like one episode left, but
It's like
it
a
is kind.
thriller, right?
Yeah, it is kind of gory. That's what I was about to say. It is a little.
Okay.
If you don't like blood and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. I wouldn't say. I mean, it's not too much like in your face, but it's just a couple places where you can just kind of cover your eyes. But other than that, it's really great. I feel like comedic actors make the best dramatic actors, like hands down. So yeah,
Yeah, I saw the cover art for that, and I just was like,
yeah,
"Is that Dion Cole?" And he just
yeah,
had a Netflix special come out too, so it really caught me by
yeah,
surprise because I thought that was the cover for the special, but
yeah. Oh yeah,
apparently it wasn't.
that'd be
It's
kind
Your
of
different.
money,
crazy.
Dion Cole.
I
Yeah, and
know.
he from the land. He from the
Yes,
crib.
he
So
is.
for
Yes,
sure,
he
for
is.
sure.
Brian
Yeah.
said to her, right?
Who gonna
Nah.
remind the folks to
You,
like,
Oh,
you
you
comment,
did.
just
and
Tell us
did.
again.
subscribe?
Tell us
Hey,
again. Tell us
y'all.
again, Nene.
My name is Danae, and you should like, comment, and subscribe to the But Actually Decent podcast on Pod and Color Network.
No,
Dang,
Pop
we
Color
could get an
Network, y'all.
infomercial.
Yeah,
Yes,
that sounds
follow
good.
us. Follow us.
Sweet. And we can go
Okay.
into our next segment,
Is it
which I
me?
guess I'll
Oh,
go ahead and
sorry.
start off.
Yeah, it's me. Sorry. I'm a little off today. I'll get it together. All right. What y'all mad about now is back, and
What y'all mad
I
about
actually
now?
am mad about this because it makes me just sad and mad at the same time. Like parents, particularly those of high school age kids, check y'all kids' work. Check your kids' work.
Mm.
Because they out here writing papers like they sending text messages.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and it's a couple of things like they just keep coming up that just really bother me. If you are putting a dollar sign behind the number,
Mm. Yeah.
stop doing that. Stop
Yeah.
doing that because it's not like that's not right. That's not how it's supposed to be. And like I feel like kids are doing it now. And when you correct them on it, they don't even know that it is wrong. And so that's scary.
Mm,
Cause like what
mm.
are y'all like? mm. And like you're not talking into the phone and it's saying $5. Like you are putting the number and then a dollar sign. I don't know why that bothers me so much, but it
Because it's
does
not right. Mm.
because that
Incorrect.
is very fundamental elementary learning that
So, what
now
kind of
we have to.
conversations do you have about that when that come up?
What do you mean?
Do you be saying something to the kids?
Yes, like I'm not. That's wrong. I'm not even gonna say. I saw something from a kid of mine that was doing. They were making a poster for something. No, yeah, it was a poster and like a survey. It had a QR code that directed people to a survey. And I
Hmm.
said, this is not good. And you are a senior. You are going to college.
Wow.
And you don't even capitalize your name. Like what like and these are I ain't gonna call them the highest performing students, but like I see it all over the place with kids
Oh
that
wow.
I know got some sense. I know have academically proven themselves in some way, but it's like
Uh,
it what it makes me feel like is like remember cursive? Like
Mhm.
and now that's kind of not
Remember
a
cursive.
thing. That's not
yeah.
a thing. You really
Yeah.
don't like
Mm-mm.
Brian. I'm not sure if Blake even know how to do we know how to write in cursive?
So no, well, a little bit, but his teacher said this is not like required, but I'm still going to teach them cursive because I feel like that they should know how to at least sign their name. You don't have
Yeah.
to write like three
Right.
paragraphs, but you should at least know how to. So yeah, they're going to go over it this year. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's just a teacher that is making it her duty to show
Mm-hmm.
these babies how to write their name a different way.
Mm-hmm.
But high school, I'm getting high schoolers that don't like they're signing in pencil. You say here, just regular old writing. And I'm like, okay, now I know computers, and this sound old. I know y'all got y'all phones. I know y'all doing stuff on these phones. But it's not capitalizing for you. Like when I send a text message, it capitalizes the first letter. So it makes me feel like
Right.
you are going back and uncapitalizing it. And to
Right.
me,
That
what
looked funny.
is
Backspace, backspace, backspace.
That's wrong.
no?
Does not how to spell my name
That's
with no big
wrong.
A.
Am I
Right.
like I don't get it. I don't know why we're even having to have these conversations about certain things. Like I could see if I was talking about like technology, like uses of technology, but I just feel like basic written communication, there is a right and wrong way. And we just out here accepting wrong. So parents, if your kids or if your ass, your grown ass is putting a dollar sign behind that number,
What did I
stop
both
it. You know that nobody teach you that. Stop it. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just
That
assuming, but are you in a pretty like kind of pretty affluent neighborhood?
I mean, it's in the North Shore, so kinda.
Okay. Yeah. And still these problems
And
are plaguing
and
the
and
schools.
still, yeah.
Wow. These
But I see
problems
it
in the
on
school.
Facebook from some of y'all that got kids. So like I just don't know what to do with that as an educator. I don't know what to do with that. Forget I almost cussed again. I'm in a cussing mood today. Forget being an educator. Y'all went to school. Y'all at least went to 8th grade. That dollar sign was in front. Stop
Right.
doing it. Now I'm mad about it.
She is pissed.
You
Stop.
say, Danae, can I borrow $5 dollars?
No.
Hell
I
no.
will cut your fingers off. Don't do that. Is
I was
anything
typing
sacred
in.
anymore?
Right.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, you just for the record, you do sound like an old person though.
Yeah.
But
Oh, Barry. Those ankles are swollen, my sister.
why? They
That's
go
like,
right in the wrong way.
what's kind of funny is my mom talks about shorthand. And I'm like, what is that? And she was like, yeah, I know how to like read and because she went to CVS, which is vocational high school.
Mhm.
So they taught you
Mhm.
skills, real skills. So after high
Mhm.
school, you can go be a secretary, whatever the case. Oh yeah, I could write that.
Oh,
Boom,
you
boom,
know
boom.
how to type. You know how to
Oh,
type coming up
typing
out of
for
there.
sure. Writing,
Like,
typing,
yes.
penmanship, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They need to
I
go
just
bring
yeah.
back a proper education.
This kind of random, but I remember like when I was in like middle school and stuff, and my teachers would say to different, like especially the boys, because historically have bad handwriting. But I just
Mhm.
felt like I felt like some people was kind of picking on them. Like I just don't know if they can have good handwriting though. I
They
just
can. They
not
can.
enough practice.
It's attention to detail. I'll get
Uh,
deep into that maybe one of these episodes, but there are stark differences in how women and men approach education.
oh, for sure,
Men
for
just be
sure.
rushing.
Mm.
Women are detailed. And that's why
As
y'all
in
can't
life.
write. Yeah, but
Well,
that's
thankfully, I
what I'm
don't
mad
miss life,
about.
so that's that.
True. Yeah, I don't be
Adrian, what
right
you got for us this week?
Something I had a few things happen, nothing bad, but I had a few things that happened to me this weekend, and it was like I was thinking about it, and I was like, but why did such? And I was like, you didn't ask. And so like I had a reminder, like ask questions. Regardless of what it is,
Questions
regardless
is
of the
good.
situation, like ask questions. I feel like we go through life and a lot of stuff we're on like autopilot and we just kind of do things. But sometimes you gotta say, wait, so did you mean, or does this
Yeah.
mean, or like ask questions. So if I had to give a mindful tip that we can all use, it's just like ask question going into this week and just period, because a lot of stuff we think that we know, and it's like someone else may have a different definition or may show up in a different way. So it would just be to ask questions, and that would be my wellness tip for the listeners and for us, just to ask questions on some shit.
What is your tip to people who get mad at people for asking questions?
Why are you mad?
Brian, stop talking about me.
I was about to say, because then why are
If
you
you was gonna
mad
say you might as well just say my name.
at me? Yeah, that's the
Uh,
why are we mad? And I'm not saying tonight, but I'm just saying for your question,
yes,
Brian.
you are.
Why why are we mad? And I feel like that's let's hone in on that. What's happening? Why did you let this get you upset? Like let's start there, and then we can go, and then we'll understand better why you may be, because that was another tip that's in my book. I feel like y'all should read this book. It's really good. It's been really good. Emotional Intelligence 2.0. But yeah, but ask yourself and then like deal with you and how you dealing with it, opposed to them asking
Mhm.
you the same question. In my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
a training for work where
Did you fall
it
asleep?
was no, she actually was good, and she was like she was different than what they're used to leading the PDs. But anyway, um the one session that I had, the one huge takeaway was Q-tip, quit taking it personal. And that
Mm,
has just like as I'm thinking about Adrian saying
Q-tip.
asking questions, um and so her example was like a lot of educators be taking stuff personal, and that's why you find yourself in a battle with kids, because
Mhm.
it's like you taking that personal, right? Instead of, like Adrian just said, asking a question, and like the answer might still be like, I don't want to talk to you, but at least you asked and you didn't assume,
Mhm.
or
For
just
sure, yeah.
yeah, asking questions. Just it seems very, very simple, but I am guilty of assuming that people know what I'm thinking, and also
Mhm.
knowing that I know what people thinking, or thinking that I know what people thinking, and obviously both are never 100% accurate. Like,
Mhm.
and even if you are that confident to think you know what somebody thinking, you should still probably ask.
Mhm.
You probably don't.
Because where are you pulling this from?
Right.
This thought that you have. What you basing this off of? It's a past
Yeah.
experience. Yeah. So
Nothing wrong with getting
That's
clarity.
Q-tip.
yeah,
Q-tip. I
keep
like that
that.
Q-tip thing.
I like that.
It's also my personal philosophy, my brothers and sisters, that I just feel like 90% of the things that happen, right on, 90% of the things that happen to you,
Rambanaji.
Right.
not rumba. Um, I just feel like
Sorry.
90,
I'm
90%
sorry.
of the,
Take me home.
like, I'm good. 90% of the things that happen to you are not really even about you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, you like,
Yeah.
oh man, why this person ain't call me back? They are hanging on by a thread.
Mhm.
Okay. They
Mhm.
didn't have
Ooh,
time to call you back.
Mhm.
They
Q-tip.
are really trying.
Q-tip.
Okay. You know, it be
Q-tip.
yeah, it just kind of gets me like kind of worked up when people are like, they just think so much of themselves. It's like, man, why they do that to me? Why they it don't got nothing to do
Yeah.
with you.
Mhm.
Don't got
Yeah.
Mhm.
nothing to do
Yeah.
with you.
No, you're right.
Yeah, that's
Ah,
deep. That's deep. Y'all took
yeah.
it there. Whew.
So
Right.
my
That's the
bow for the
show
week,
right
my
there.
bow.
We can hear right there.
Right. We
Right. We want to thank
can
y'all
end.
again for
Right.
those that don't know.
My BZ offers wisdom. Today, I feel like I was in some like three very high pressure situations,
Mm.
super high pressure. But the funny part about it is the three of the situations were not something that I caused. So what I wasn't the root of it. It was
It
Mhm.
just
never
like,
is.
no, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you be like, oh, I did mess up. Oh
Ugh, maybe
wow.
I should
You
have
know.
did that.
And that
Yeah.
and that kind of brings me to the point of like, I don't know anybody who does like to be in the hot seat, but I really don't like to be in the hot seat.
Mhm.
And I'm just really glad that in all of those three situations, I did what I was supposed to do. So it wasn't even on me. It was on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I think the my BZ offers wisdom this week is like, do what you need to do, kind of like the first time around, so it doesn't even become bigger than, and then you like, oh man, I really wish I would have just did it.
Mhm.
It'd be funny too because it's like the thing that's like kind of stressing you out is like, bro, it would have only taken 2 minutes to do, but it's at the time frame of what you need to do. So you need to do it on Friday instead of Monday. And now we passed
Mhm.
Friday, and it's like, oh man, if I just would have took 2 minutes on Friday, I wouldn't even be in this. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
do what you need to do early, so it don't come back and bite you. You
As
know.
it falls on your lap, just do it.
Mhm.
Just do
Oh
it.
man,
Yeah.
man, that's
I'm
literally the
working on that.
best. So
Yeah.
That's deep.
let's get into the show.
You do.
What are we
Do,
talking about
do.
today?
Okay, so I had a thought a couple weeks ago, and it was just like, we see a lot of like black TV, like good black movies that we just like stand on. Like everybody's going to reference Friday at one point or another. Like some stuff you just gonna do. So then it was like, okay, I remember this movie when I was a kid, but how am I looking at this now as an adult with the things that I've learned with the different experiences and stuff like that? So Danae and Brian and I were just kind of throwing around some movie topics. And so I'm gonna start this we'll say series because you two have to go as well. And the movie that what's wrong?
No. I don't know. Continue. Because I like the idea of the series. I'm
Me
just
Okay.
too.
happy. I'm happy with
Oh, you had me thinking like I was like, she is about to whip my ass. But okay, good. So and with the series, we're just gonna pick a movie that we believe that everybody has seen and then just kind of break it down. And if you haven't seen it, one, it'll be something you can watch and then jump into our comments on the social media platforms and that. Or if you've seen it, give us your thoughts. So if you see this video on your YouTube, on your Facebook, like comment and let us know. Like be engaged. You may know something that we never seen because um I revisited my movie today and I am upset. I am upset. So we'll start
Uh-oh.
this like like I said with Soul Food. That was the movie that I watched. And we remember Soul Food. Soul Food was a big movie like in the late 90s, right? Was
97.
that
Yep.
okay? So late 90s, and it was just about what they thought was, they were portraying like the black family and like with different crises and how they handle things and so on and so forth. So I remember when we went to see it. We went to see it on a Sunday. I remember, and we was living on 57th and Bishop at the time. So like it was one of those things where like if somebody mama take you, she take all the kids and everybody go. So we went to the show over there on Western, and I remember we were like
Over
in the
there on
third,
West.
yeah, on Western, like 63rd and Western, what it used to be a Sears and stuff. But sorry, y'all, my phone just went off. But we went to go see it, and we were like in the third row. And I remember leaving the movie like, oh, I want to be in that family. Oh, they just so fun. Like they do this, and Mama Joe be doing this, and this, and that. And Big Adrian watched that today, and I was
It's
like,
different. It's
what in
different.
the hell is
It's
going
wild.
on?
They
Yeah.
Like
did
it
Terry too
is
bogus.
it's so much. And like I have, because y'all know I'm gonna take a little note, and I'm like 2.5 pages in, and I was just like, okay, wait, I gotta get through the blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
I want to talk about soul food. So the way that I feel like I want to handle this is I'll present you guys with some questions, and then we just kind of see how one, how everyone's family is, and then we'll see if we agree with how soul food was, because I went down a rabbit hole and I was like, the way that they're portraying these black women, that is not like, it was a whole thing. I was now mad. Now I'm upset and I hate the movie because I
Right.
just feel like I don't know, but I feel like the biggest takeaway from that was because my family would never, and how many of us do that? You know what I mean? Like we look at a situation like, oh, I would never, or my family would never, and it's just like,
Mhm.
that's why it's not you, Pooh. That's why
Right.
it's not you.
Mhm.
So we're gonna go there, and we're just gonna take a little trip down memory lane on soul food. I doubt that we'll be able to get through the entire movie, but just to get a few different points of views or whatever, and just get the conversation going. And because y'all silly, I know it's gonna be funny. So let's talk about soul food. So one of the first scenes in soul food was Bird and Lim's wedding. Now, I believe everybody, because I know you two saw it, and I'm hoping that the listeners, the million listeners worldwide, have seen Soul Food, and if
Global.
not, global, we can. It was I rented on YouTube. If you have the YouTube Premium, it was like $3 or something. So if you just want to go find it, because I couldn't find it on another streaming service for free. But either way, so I started the movie shows with the wedding. So they going into this wedding, and it's like a big thing. First of all, some of that food they had at that wedding. Why y'all got black eyed peas at this girl wedding?
Uh,
What is that? What is that? Like, it was stuff like that before. I was like, ooh, they got all the food. Now as an adult and have been to a couple weddings, I am not eating black eyed peas at a wedding.
and,
They had
and it's not a cultural thing because it
right.
was based in Chicago, so it's not
Right.
like
Mhm.
that was another state or something. Like they do that.
Yeah.
Like don't nobody have black eyed peas in a wedding in
Nobody.
Chicago. I ain't
I
never
And
don't
seen
think
that.
I've ever had a black eyed pea
low key,
I'm
in
I don't
life.
cool.
think I have either. Pinto
I'm
beans, yes. Black eyed peas, I don't.
I'm just cool on the
Mm-mm.
bean. Period.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so that was some of the things. This is grown Adrian looking at this, and I'm like, they have this. And so then that brings me to the scene where, because that it's happened at the same time, where Samuel came in, which is allegedly Bird's ex, and Liam, one of his groomsmen, take him away, and they're like, "Oh, my boy on some bachelor party type stuff," and he's dancing. His ex, I guess, is there, and Mama is like throwing it.
Mama
And I
was
was looking
throwing that
around
thing.
like I mean, throwing it. And I was just like, okay, so Samuel put $100 in Bird's dress, and she just looking stupid. Liam dancing with this girl. And I say, I just, I'm gonna ask Brian today to be sure that I'm not crazy. So the first question is, how do you feel like your family would have handled that situation? Let's say your youngest aunt is getting married, and let's put your family into that space. How do you feel like it would have played out? Let's have a little fun with that. Let's have a little fun with that.
um, well, seeing that my youngest aunt did just get married,
Mm-hmm.
I think people would be in jail.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like there would have been a major confrontation. Like I be calling it like a Tyler Perry moment. Like there would have been a Tyler Perry moment where like
Mm-hmm.
it all comes to a head. Um and I think yeah, I think it would be a physical altercation. I think like
For sure.
um that's it.
Okay.
Kinda.
B, if that was your family and your youngest aunt was getting married, same situation, how do you feel like that would have played out?
Yeah, same way for sure. Like who? First of all,
Like
who is
she was doing
this?
so much though with that little
Who?
dress
Not
on.
a pair of
Yeah.
drawers. She didn't have any drawers in her drawer. She never
No,
wear drawers.
no.
Yeah. So yeah, it would
But
have been the same way. Like, what's going on?
but also like look at how and I'm sorry. Can I just okay. Um look at how they directed the energy towards her instead of him.
Mm.
This is your
Mm-hmm.
wedding
Oh,
day. Why
you
Mm-hmm.
are
know
you
what I want
doing
to?
that? Like what?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
You know what
saying.
I want
Little
to say
you was
too.
probably like, oh, they haven't. They look at them dancing at the wedding. Now
Right.
grown you're like, no, kill his ass.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what was you gonna say, B?
Right.
I'm sorry.
I feel like the movies of the '90s, especially now, we're looking at it. we're looking at it as a lens of like, with more information and stuff like that. But I feel like if we
Mhm.
look at a lot of our movies of the 90s or 80s, I wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like, oof, man, that would not fly today.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it shouldn't, you
Today,
know what I'm saying?
yes. And
Yeah.
I was watching, and I'm happy to hear that we are all on the same page, because I was thinking, I'm like, I was just thinking, my sisters, my cousins, I just
Yeah.
don't know. But then we all said that, and
She
we all
was
said, like, oh,
wilding
should,
though.
huh?
She was wilding though.
Oh, for sure,
She was
Yeah.
wilding.
She was bogus.
he was.
But he was wilding
They
though.
was
Like
wilding.
they
That,
They.
was both
yeah,
wilding
yeah.
though.
But you watch that now, and as an adult, and you see, with all of us having our different learned experiences and everything, that we all feel like, no, that was some bullshit. Like, he was a problem or she was a problem, whatever. But it was just, all right.
And it
Um,
knocked her out.
she is cracking up. Oh, Janae is laughing so hard.
You put yourself on mute too.
I know. There you go.
I know.
You
Hi.
okay?
Sorry.
You back? Oh, you was
Yeah.
cracking up, girl.
Uh,
But
That's why I don't need to be eating great.
no, you
Sorry.
should always eat grapes. Grapes are the best. But yeah, so that was the first thing. So we went through that part of the movie, and then we got to the point, another point that I wanted to talk about, where we talked about where Samuel and all that stuff was. But I feel like something that I thought was so cute was how
like,
Bird wasn't necessarily gonna do nothing until her sisters was with her. And I think even with me and seeing, with having so many sisters, and like how they are, like, you gonna knuck up differently when you know your sister got your back, kind of thing. And I thought that was a good thing that I saw that they portrayed in the movie, and I was like, okay, that's good. Although it probably should have happened a little sooner, because that's Mama Joe. But I'm gonna tell you about Juliana Smith. She wouldn't
Not
have
the
been like,
whole government.
she would not have been like, no, she wouldn't have been
She
that way.
wouldn't have.
Oh, never. She would have been whooping his ass. Like,
No, but I like that scene because it kind of set the stage for who Big Mama was within the
yeah,
family, because
yeah.
that could have been clearly could have gone really, really wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And she was able to get in there and diffuse the situation. Like
diffuse it, yeah.
right
Yeah.
when they was about to go whoop on her,
Mm-hmm.
it was
Big
her
Mama.
doing a
Oh, Big
backhand
Mama.
bounce, right?
Big Mom was hidden that
With
shit.
her pink dress on. She definitely was.
But
Yeah. So,
see,
crisis averted.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
that's for me in my house. I don't know that would have went the same way. But it just goes to show, like, how we see what my thing was this, and this was when I began to go down that rabbit hole. We see what some people may think about the Black community, but like, I bet you if you take a draw between 10 people, everybody gonna have the same, like, nah, my family, but they wrote that movie and that's what they thought and that's what they showed. But it's like,
Right. It was it was from his lens, the director's
yeah, and I was
lens.
just like,
Yeah.
you should have got a different writer. But that was a thought that I was having. I said that
But
with go ahead.
can I say something about that? I'm
Please
sorry.
do.
What that made me think about is like kind of how people treat Tyler Perry now, like how they say that his films don't necessarily represent true
Mhm.
Blackness, like that Deliverance movie. I don't know if y'all have seen that, but like
I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it either, but like I haven't heard anything great
That's
about
Lee
it.
Daniels though.
Oh, is that leading? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Acrimony.
Mia
Uh,
Culpa. That's another
yeah,
recent one
like
with Kelly Rowland.
Yeah.
it's sometimes very like bizarre. Women, like women are always the bad character. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're and that's like kind of the stigma that Tyler Perry has now. But I don't think minds were thinking in that way when Soul Food was created. Like nobody was
Mm-hmm.
looking at the stereotypical things that happened throughout the film. Like there were a lot of things that's just like, number one, this would never happen today. Like they would never show this.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like sometimes that element is there in Black film where it's like, oh, you just gonna take the most bogus situation ever and
Right.
like make it like the central plot of this whole movie. But I don't know. I think that's just over time, like it gets better because it's not as bad as damn, like stuff like that. But it's still kind of whack.
It
That
is.
was
It
that
is.
was almost like a checkbox though back then. Like you had to have a hoochie mama.
Drama.
You had to
Right.
have yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
had to be in the street. Somebody had to go to jail.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and
Mhm.
it was just so that's when I began to get upset about the movie because I was watching it and I was like, so then it brought me to my next point I wanted to talk about Kenny, Max, and Terry, and how Max stole Kenny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
granted, they
Yeah.
were in high school, and I
Yeah.
get that and all that stuff, but
And they wonder why Terry mad.
and they
Mhm.
painted Terry to be the villain,
They did.
and they were playing
Which is
Terry.
crazy.
But she
Which is
wasn't very nice.
She wasn't, but can you blame her?
True.
Like,
I
I
mean,
feel like
there
she
wasn't
was
great
paying for
foundation
everything.
set.
exactly, and even
Mhm.
when they was in the kitchen and she said something, Lynn, one of them said something, and Mama Joe was like, Terry, worry about your own husband. You're already on husband number 2. I was like, oh, you should have smacked that.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
I,
wild.
look, I just want to say real quick, I feel like movies, especially of the 90s, and this is across the board, the villain, whatever, was black or white. Like
Mhm.
like this person was a villain, and the movie never really got to like the villain side of the story of how they even got there. I feel
Right.
like now it's a lot more like, nah, I can see why they kind of acting like that. Like, nah,
Right.
I'll be tripping too. I feel like the first time I
Yeah.
kind of saw that was like Black Panther with Michael B. Jordan. It was like, and when you watch it, you like, nah,
Mhm.
I'm kind of on the
Mhm.
side a
Yeah.
little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But back then it was black and white. Like this person is a villain and don't ask no questions.
And then
Yeah,
But
they
Terry
ne-
definitely should not have been a villain.
they didn't do
they
her
never
right.
they didn't soften her up at all. Like
Mm-mm.
she was very like,
Yeah.
yeah, and what you doing with the shop that I loaned you money for? And
And I
what you
paid
do
for your
like
wedding, and I
just
do this. It's
yeah, she
like,
was just crass and hard.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
Not
yeah,
very demure.
right. Not very mindful.
not at all, not at
But
all.
and like she an attorney or she was
Mm-hmm.
something. I know her husband was an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Oh. Her husband was
she
an attorney?
Yeah, and then he
yeah,
wanted, and that's the thing. I gave
yeah.
my 2-week notice. You are an attorney, so
Right.
you gave a 2-week notice. No,
No.
Mm.
But this is I don't know. Forget it. Continue.
No, go
There was
ahead,
there was
please.
another part that was just kind of like a sign of the times, like thinking about inflation. Like towards the end, remember when Lim had got the job and the ex-boyfriend came in telling them like,
Samuel.
yeah, Samuel, I did all this with my life. And that's why I'm making
I'm like
$80,000. Like
80,000.
when I was little, like like at that time, that was rolling in dough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
You are living
what
paycheck to paycheck, sir.
with
Oh,
that
for
trench coat
sure.
on? Like,
With all them suits.
what is you
He's always
doing?
played like an evil.
Yeah,
He
he got an
played he
evil
played his
vibe
roles a
to
little
him.
bit too good. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that might be
oh,
him. That might be him in real
he
life.
might be method acting.
Right. Yeah, but just like I was just looking at the clothes and stuff, like just how
Mhm.
people lived back then. Like
Mhm.
they probably were all in their early 30s.
Yeah.
And they look like
Oh
some
yeah.
50-year-old professional folks.
Mhm.
Wasn't it
That's
like
back
button all
back
the
in the
way up?
day.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that makes you
Yeah.
think, like, so
Say
cousin
it.
Faye,
Oh,
cousin Faye.
Mm.
yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
my
the
first question
whole
is, I don't
cousin.
have nobody in my family that I'm gonna show up to their house with my bags and they don't ask no questions. I don't have a single person in my family. My grandma gonna let me in. But she gonna still want to know. Okay,
for
what's
sure.
that? They didn't say that. Oh my lord, no.
But I
No,
also
so
feel
you
like she
can't.
didn't volunteer any information either. They both
That's what
give.
I'm saying. This my sister, but and then that Reverend. Like
The
I was
legs
getting
under
something.
the
I'm like, why is
table.
he around? And y'all got him
Right.
around these kids because you clearly he's a
Oh
pervert.
no.
But I was mad. I was not okay. I was like,
Is that what
why?
you saw?
They just he had kissing all
It was
on
the
the
past.
sisters and all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a creepy old
Search was even a
pastor.
lot different in the 90s too,
Mhm.
though.
Yeah.
Because they had a position of power. It's like, okay, I mean, he don't mean no harm. It's it's okay,
Right.
yeah.
But you come over here every Sunday for
Some
dinner?
families.
Every Sunday.
Where your wife at?
Where's your
Right.
Where your
family at?
family at? Like what we
Right.
doing? He must have liked Mama Joe.
He said she was looking good
That's what it
at that
was.
reception with that little hat on.
He liked Mama Joe.
You know she ain't got no.
Ooh, he probably was Bird Daddy.
See, Danae.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you think so? I love a little scandal.
Don't you think?
And
Maybe. What if
because
he
why would he
was?
keep coming out around every single Sunday and she
What
just be
reason he
okay
gotta be
with it?
there? Thank you.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
funny.
in the reboot.
Right. Mama Joe is
Dang.
out here. Y'all, that woman is no longer here. Mama Joe is gone.
He
And
got
then
daddy issues. That's crazy.
that food.
I mean,
Let's
it
talk
was
about the
very,
food.
very high blood pressure. Very.
Which is my thing, y'all. She is in the hospital in the coma, y'all. Max talking about I gotta go to the store for dinner tomorrow.
You still gotta eat.
You
Don't
don't
do that.
But the
They
thing
still
is,
gotta eat.
maybe because I know how my mama cook, and not saying the way my mama cook is only right, but she was the stuff she was naming. Who want to sit in front of some chitlins, and you just not starting to cook. You just not going to the store. My mama be cooking for that. Like she don't cook
Yeah.
her green. You know what I mean? Like you gotta
Mhm.
prep this stuff for Thanksgiving. My mama be cooking like for a whole
No,
week.
that's
Thanksgiving.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you make all this and for 5 o'clock dinner, and it's 12 o'clock.
Yeah. Now I will
You
say
motherfuckers killed Mama Joe. Like y'all are the reason.
I
No.
will say
Man.
my homie, he really cooked. He cooked like Big Mama for real, and he like a skinny dude, but he cooked like Big Mama for real. So like Sundays after church, he'd be like, "What y'all want to eat?" I don't know. He was like, okay, cool. We'll probably just do some gumbo or something. We'll probably just do some gumbo. You don't
You
just
got to
do some.
plan for
You
gumbo.
got a
But when I
plan.
but when
You
I
got a
tell you it was done in like 45 minutes and tasted amazing,
Oh, he
like
cooking.
yeah, no, he was cooking,
Yeah.
like just whipping some stuff up. What y'all got in here? We okay, cool. We'll make this. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, we ain't even had no
Mm-hmm.
chicken in here. How'd you make chicken with?
Where'd you get the chicken from?
Yeah, so maybe she was one of those type of cooks. She didn't need no time.
oh no.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean,
Oh
the
no.
kitchen was not very updated, okay?
At all, okay, that's so.
Right.
And so
Yeah,
then
I
did
don't
Bird
know.
and Lim live with Big Mama
Yep.
Mm,
Yep,
and
they
Uncle
did.
P?
yeah,
Uncle P clearly had dementia.
Yeah, Uncle P was up in the
yeah.
attic.
He did, and that was no shade. But my thing is, did he have a bathroom in his room? That's how far down the rabbit hole I went. I was like,
Mm.
so he never come out of his
I doubt.
room.
I highly doubt it.
I'm sure he did. He
I
had
don't
an
think so.
ensuite.
I don't think he did. He had a TV
Bungalow
with
house
the
in
little
Chicago in
knob.
'97.
Yeah, no.
So what I think it
Bathroom
is,
in the attic.
no, what I was he in the attic or was he upstairs?
No,
You
he was
know,
upstairs.
yeah. So it was a bathroom,
He was
probably
in
right outside his door, right across the hall. It was a bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might, you know what? I might be skipping ahead a little bit, and forgive me if I do. But when I think it was after Big Mama died, and I think Terry was like, "Well, we're gonna have to sell the house. We can't sell the house. You could just pay for it." What?
right. I'm
What are you
sorry. How does that
talking
make
about?
sense?
I could just pay
Right.
for it.
How does
Yeah.
that make sense?
What?
But then even with money, and you think about
Yeah.
that, like when she was talking, I remember, and I'm not Terry, I'm on your side. Terry, I'm on your side. They did you wrong. They didn't handle you well. But I was watching the part where she was talking to Miles about some money missing from the account. And she was like,
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, I took $5,000. And he's like, we're gonna get
Mm.
he was like, of my money. She was like, only 31,132 is yours. And back in the day, I was like, I mean, even today,
Yeah.
hello, 32,000 saved is
Right.
amazing. But like when you think
Yeah.
about like back in the day, I was like, whoa, like I didn't even
Yeah.
know what that really meant. I
Right,
don't even know
right.
why I was so excited because I didn't
But
even really know
even
what that
like
meant.
their apartment, clearly they lived downtown. They lived in the Gold Coast, right? Because
Had
their
to.
Yeah.
apartment was they had that like terrace off, but
Mm-hmm.
compared to what Big Mama's house, I mean not Big Mama's house, what Mama
Mama
Joe's
Joe house.
house looked like,
Mm-hmm.
they were obviously not Big Mama. Uh
So where you
they
think Big
they
Mama
was
lived? Over east.
yeah, or like
Mm.
Avalon Park.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
somewhere around there.
She got the quiet block.
Yeah.
They say it's because it's always the
I
quiet.
forgot that it was set in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw the license plate. No, it was like a bus stop. I'm like, oh, that's a Chicago bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you really really think about that. Is there anything that what's like one of the traditions in you guys family? Like their thing was Sunday dinner for 40 years straight. What's like a tradition that's in your family now that has been going since you can remember?
Mm.
Mm.
I say Thanksgiving, but I mean that's pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, like getting together or
But I
okay.
will say, like the other time, so it'll be sporadic times during the year, somebody birthday or something, and we'll all go to my parents' house. And the order of the events are pretty much the same. Like people come in, then the person with the food come in, then we pray, everybody eat, then everybody go downstairs, probably do some slides. You know what I'm saying? Work that food
Mm-hmm.
off a little bit. Then we do some
Mm-hmm.
games. So that's pretty much that's the traditional part of when we do go to my parents' house. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danae?
Um we pretty much gather on the holidays in some capacity. We do like there are certain months in my family where there are a lot of birthdays. And so we'll get together and play some cards, like playing cards is a thing in my family. Dominoes, Keno. That's a tradition that I remember playing Keno when I was little. Like, bring your change and get on these boards. So, like that's gonna always come out with my family. Um, yeah, I can't say that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, just a barbecue. Just a
Okay.
Yeah.
barbecue. Somebody gonna throw something on the grill, and then we all come over.
I never played
Yeah.
Keno before.
What?
Oh, you got to go to their
You
house.
do. You don't want to start with us. They
That
gonna
is
take your money.
hey, who is Bobby Brown?
You can. Right? Who is Bobby Brown? Listen, you would have. You could bring a newborn baby. They're gonna be like,
Mhm.
that baby playing, because we
Uh-huh.
take kids
God
money
damn.
around here,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
We take kids money.
Very serious game. But
What's
I think
yours?
something huh?
What's yours?
Oh, that's all I was gonna say. Something for us, kind of what like how you both said, and I think that is it's a big thing that we don't give much credit is like getting together. Like even for us with like because some stuff is just like why are we having a barbecue? Wait, we having a man took a step barbecue. Like it'd be like y'all
Right.
want a barbecue for anything. Y'all want to have a party for anything, but definitely that's something I feel like it's big in my family. I wish it can be better in some spaces, but just getting together and then like my immediate family, like my mom and stuff, and my sisters, we've been doing a grab bag for Christmas
Hmm.
for a while. And like that's our thing. Like we pull on Thanksgiving and then we do the grab bag. And usually by the end of Thanksgiving, you know who got you. Because I was like, I ain't saying nothing. Then some people it'd be like, ooh, because they'll get drunk. Because when I get your gift, I mean, like, so you know, it's just like, oh, right.
When
So
I get
Or
this
then,
gift,
you tell one person, and then by the end of the night,
uh-huh,
everybody know. Like,
uh-huh.
dang.
And then you get the text.
exactly.
Do you know? I'm just out of curiosity. Do you know what's Ashley's favorite color? Okay, so you got Ashley. Okay,
Right.
okay, cool. So
It's like
that's
a puzzle. You can figure it out. Once you
you
had two or
can.
three
You
of them,
will.
you know
You
everybody
will.
else.
Exactly.
Larry, not so much. You ain't gonna find out about him right away. But that's definitely a thing for us. Um,
And I
Let
did like that aspect of the movie that they did show community amongst the black family. Like
Yeah.
even though it was stereotypical, like one of the last scenes where when the what was his name? Malik.
when her
Ahmad was trying to get everybody to the house for the last dinner. Uh they were in the women were in the kitchen. Actually, all of I'm sorry, I'm bad with the characters. Vivica Fox, her husband, her son, her daughter were in the kitchen cooking. And then Terry came in. No, Bird came in first. Then Terry came in, and they was like, "Here, you go, take your remote and go and watch some football. Let the ladies do the cook."
let us slave because we serve you
You
like
got
that.
that baby over there shucking corn. She only 4 years old. Why is she shucking corn?
I just cut myself, mama. Yeah.
Right?
And everybody came in just to show you how I lost so much, folks. I was like, everybody came in and started helping, and ain't nobody washed their hands.
Not one hand
Not
was
a
washed.
soul.
Meanwhile, they over there rolling up dumplings.
Ex-
They
And then
was.
when you mentioned Miles when he was trying to get everybody over for Sunday dinner, and again I had to pull back because I realized it's just a movie. But I'm like, so ain't nobody talk to nobody and say Miles told you about?
Right. Like,
And first of all, why we
I'll be
listening to
there.
Miles?
And he over there
11
cutting
years
deals,
old.
talk about I'll give you a third.
I cut
A
you a
third
third.
of what?
A third of what?
Boy.
And ain't nobody think about nothing like nothing. But again, it's a movie, so I guess they. But today I was like, this Miles and lying
Yeah.
about this story and everybody getting it. Them aunties ain't talk. They don't have no group chat. They weren't rocking with each other though.
Well, but sometimes after the matriarch passes or like
Yeah,
certain
things
things can
fall apart.
impact families,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
that's just I don't know. That's another example of maybe what the writer was trying to get across, but had to do it in a very extreme way.
Okay.
Because like my cousin is not effing my man, and then she just gonna show up. You know, like
No, she's family. No, kill her.
no. And where is that
Get
Winchester?
her.
Like, come on. But they still were a mighty fist striking a mighty blow.
Yeah, they was not getting mighty fit.
It's gonna be slow singing and flower bringing.
Right.
Smoke in the city.
Do you hear me?
For real.
Yeah. I was gonna say something about Dang, I forgot my point.
Ahmad over there running the show.
With them bad haircuts.
That was it. It was bad. I noticed it. And I don't even
That was not
know
in.
haircuts like
That was
that.
never in. And where?
Oh, he
That
wore
was
a hat a
never in.
lot.
Huh?
He wore a hat a lot. Is that
same hat?
Yeah.
No.
He wore that
A
same
cocked hat to the left
Yeah.
or to the right. Which was pretty bold doing that in the 90s in Chicago.
In
Lay that
Chicago.
out there.
Cocked hard, ain't it?
What? He probably had his right pant leg rolled up.
Had to. And then I was thinking, like, how was he getting around?
He was on his bike. He was on the
But
train.
he was like going to the hospital. He was going to the law firm. He
Going
was
to the
everywhere.
hospital.
He was like, hey.
He was in the studio with Milestone.
That's what I'm saying.
Where's
I was
this
watching
little boy?
all this time. I was like, I wanted to be a part of this family.
He got a lot of freedom. He planned that funeral.
He did. He picked that casket.
He did everything.
He did.
He went to AR Leak himself. He went to Gallons himself.
But that was just some of those things that came up, and I was just like, and I wanted to hear. So like, I hear from y'all, but also to the viewers, we want to know like some parts in soul food. Like, tell us, because I feel like soul food. No, I'm just saying. I just want to mention that. I didn't want to.
Oh, okay.
You know,
keep
because
going.
We got to keep.
Look. I did want to say what was the girl that slept with the cousin?
Faith.
Hey,
It is funny how they didn't.
husband.
Right.
Sorry.
It is funny how they didn't paint her. They just really painted her like really soft and maybe just going with the flow, and
Mysterious.
it just kind of
Yeah.
happened. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I feel like she
But
was just
it's okay
real
because she's a
sexy.
dancer. I don't
She
know.
was
Yeah.
real sexy. She never had on a full outfit. She had on Dukes, and
She
then
she was 90s sexy.
she was real. She was definitely sexy. You think she would look
Like
good?
nothing compared to Sexy Red, but still scantily clad for
I don't
that
even.
time.
I don't. When I think
No,
sexy, I don't think sexy red. I just never have. That's just no shade to
for
her.
real.
No, I just
Hey.
don't. But okay. So now let's go here, and Danae, you first as the only woman on the cast. Bird and Samuel. Let's go back to them. When Samuel came to the shop, is
Uh-huh.
it what kind of woman is that? What's your definition? If you have to
Mm,
say, if you had to describe Bird in that whole scenario, how would you?
Bird was a baby. And
Hmm.
mm.
so I think that like she was the epitome of stuff that girls would women and I listen, I ain't speaking for all women. I'm just speaking from my experience and the things that I have seen. But in the 20s, you do stuff that's like kind of risque or like just him. I don't know. She did not. Which part are you talking about?
So
Him
let's
showing
set
up
the
to the
scene.
shop initially, or him like
Both,
coming?
because
Yeah.
first of all, he came to the wedding, then he came
Okay.
to the
No.
shop.
No. He should not have been coming to the wedding. That's not appropriate. And
Mhm.
how did he even get invited?
Hello. How did the ex get invited?
Yeah. No,
Because
you're right.
Bird, you didn't look at the guest list or nothing like.
Right.
But I
What
was
is
thinking. So
he doing
then,
here? Sorry. Go
but
ahead.
but so is it safe to say that Bird was like she was like kind of like a hoe a little bit? No.
Mm.
No, I wouldn't call it a hoe.
Adrian
Okay.
said, "Tell the whole story."
Yeah, because I feel
Right.
like what did she
Tell
whisper in
the
his
whole
ear?
story.
And
I
then she
think
wore the bracelet.
there
Um,
was, and this was
Oh,
at the beginning of the movie when Mama Joe said, "Sometimes you got to do some like stuff to protect your family or to
AKA that man
get your
cheated on her, and she was and
yeah,
now her kid. Mm,
right." And he was
and that's why the
gambling.
pastor was a daddy.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's we putting it
Exactly.
all together. We got the reboot
we
right here.
we have
Holla at us.
solved the mystery.
This is it.
No,
But
I wouldn't consider her a hoe. I would consider her probably just like young and dumb and just finding her
oblivious,
way. Yeah,
Mhm,
oblivious to like
aloof, even.
y- y- your man is a felon already, and
mhm.
you about to ask your ex for a job for him?
And
Like,
why is he
girl,
your ex? What made you pick Lim again? He got a Bronco, girl,
and he make eighty
with
thousand
a
dollars.
3/4 length leather jacket on. What you want with Lim?
But
Uh-uh.
what you want with Lim? That's the name of the episode.
What do you
What you
want? I
want
mean,
with
what do you
Lamb?
see in him?
No, yeah, yeah.
I
She
just
just was, and
just
like
watching it.
she worked in a hair shop. Like I don't know. It's just it gave like stereotypical girls trying to find her way. Like she
Mm.
got her man. She still live with her mom. Like her man is a
Well, she lived
felon
with her
who
mama, but
ain't
got her
quite.
own shop.
Well, Terry bought her the shop
I
as an
don't care who
investment.
bought it.
I mean, that's better than doing hair out the kitchen. They got to have Sunday dinner.
Yeah, because that old stove,
With the
they got
hog
it's
maw.
enough eyes on it.
Right,
You can put them
exactly.
what you call them curlers that they be spinning around like
Yeah, whatever them called. I always wanted to do that.
I feel like you was a real
Yeah.
hairstylist if you did that. But so what was another because I
Oh
just
wait,
wrote
I
down.
got a point.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's why you should be careful of who you take your advice from, because I feel like the older women, like Big Mom and stuff, they only had, especially if you look back then, they couldn't drive, they really couldn't work for real. You know what I'm saying? When she was in her
Mhm.
20s, it was something totally different. You know what I'm saying? So she like,
Mhm.
look, this is what you got to do. Let's not take this advice. Not saying that all of it is wrong,
Yeah,
but you got to know what applies to you, though. And this
yeah.
that
Right.
just not smart, not smart at all.
And I feel
Yeah,
like
different day and age.
but do older
Yeah,
women you think have a problem letting go of like their old way of thinking? I haven't had many conversations where it was like a older woman telling a young woman like you should. But like, do y'all think that's the case? That like a lot of the older generation they still believe that you still supposed to wear a slip or whatever. Y'all feel like that's still the same way? Yeah.
Uh, the examples that I've seen, yes.
Hmm.
I think people, and we will eventually have
yeah.
trouble like
Go
understanding.
back
I'm
to the
up here
first
talking
10 minutes
about
of the
dollar signs,
episode.
right? Exactly.
Exactly,
Like
exactly.
things change, and it's hard to wrap your brain around something being so different than what your experience was, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
Mhm.
what things were like even when our parents or their parents were in their 20s, like women could barely work, like women could barely have a bank account, so
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
couldn't have a bank account, so they were fully reliant on a man. So
yeah.
yeah, I make the beans, I make the rice, like that's just what
Mhm.
Yeah.
their life was. And like over time things have changed, but it's
Mhm.
still like I get from my grandmother, um, you always going on a trip. What such and such gonna do? He gonna be all right. Like he like
Gonna be
what I'm
perfectly
supposed to be
fine.
doing? I know he will go to work and he will get him some to eat. You
Yeah.
didn't leave him no food. He's not handicapped, but that's just kind of how their
Yeah.
mind
Yeah. You only know
works.
what you know. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true. That's true. Let's see what other
I'm the only one speaking for women.
well,
Y'all
I never been a woman.
but what's y'all
I never been
perception of it?
A bird?
No, of like older women.
and like
Oh,
how they give their advice
Or it
and
could
stuff.
be older men. Like do you think that it's similar
oof.
in from older men to younger men, or from older generation to current generations?
I think it just depends on the person because I've gotten advice where it's like, oh yeah, you should make a decision. Don't even talk to your wife because why she even talking? What you talking about?
Ah,
You ain't you?
Wow.
What's she
ah.
talking for? You know.
You let her
So I think
talk.
it's you're right.
Right,
Right. You come in
exactly.
my house, I'm the only one talking. She quiet. Be seen, not heard. No, but yeah, I just feel like it just depends on who you're talking to because
Yeah.
some, uh old fool used to be a young fool. So it really don't even have nothing to do with age. They was talking like this when they was 22. So it
Now
Yeah.
don't
you
even
saying
matter.
something. You saying something now.
Old fool used to be a young fool.
Old fool used to be a young fool. That it
Yes,
don't
they
even matter
did.
what their age is.
Yeah.
But I think it just depends on who it's coming from. Because I've gotten some really great advice from some older guys, just speaking about, marriage or, you know, being a man and stuff like that. So it just depends on the person.
Yeah, eat the meat and spit out the bones.
There you go.
Y'all got all
I
Mm.
these
feel like the
quotes.
best.
The man that sleeps on the floor cannot fall out the bed.
He can't. He can't. Think about it.
He
Knowledge.
can't. He can't.
Nah,
Exactly.
I
I
think
feel like
too something
the
else
oh go ahead.
with the older generation. I'm sorry, what you doing? I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, I feel like the person that gives the best advice is the one that's always teachable, even still. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? They can always learn something. They actually embrace the younger generation. Hey, so how you do that? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
So yeah, that's all I was gonna say. What
And
you was
I
gonna say?
think that that even ties to like my point that I was going to make is like with the older generation, we as our in our generation, it's our job to like educate them on stuff because some stuff they just do not know. Like I was talking to this lady, she's a family friend, and we were talking and she was describing somebody and she used the R word. And I was like, ooh.
Oh.
I was like, you can't say that. And she was like, that's what it is. I said, no. I was like, think
No.
about this. And so I gave her, and she was like, oh. Like, so to your point, B, with
Yeah.
being teachable.
Teachable.
She was like, okay, I
Yeah.
like how you put that. Cause and she was just, I mean, and like, I was like, hey. But like with
Yeah.
with my grandmother and stuff, like we're talking some stuff, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I don't think you should say that. And then we
Yeah.
have to be ready to like have that conversation. And I think a lot of times, and I hope it's not disrespectful. I know that I'm never disrespectful with it, but like, because a lot of times you can't say nothing to your grandma, you can't say nothing to Big Mama or something. But it's like, nah, Big Mama, your ass
You,
is wrong.
they can get
I'm
corrected
saying
too.
this because I love you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's only
Exactly,
because Granny, you about to get canceled. Okay,
Yeah.
literally.
you finna be
Do
a
you
jewel getting
know what's
canceled
going
because
on
somebody
out here?
somebody doing a
Yeah,
prank and they got you on camera and now it's
yeah.
got 14 million views. Ain't that your granny?
Like grandma,
Uh, that's a fear of
grandma about to
mine.
get canceled is hilarious.
Y'all better
Granny's
not
about to
roll
get
up
up
on
out
my
of here.
my grandma, putting her on no camera at Walgreens. Don't
Because
do that.
they don't, and that's the thing, they don't care. They don't know that, they don't believe that nothing they're saying is wrong.
Oh
No,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
so
no,
that's
you're
what we
right.
have to step in as that next generation, because our parents and stuff, they have some of them we still got to catch. But let's educate, and then let's have the conversations. Like I feel like that's a thing too. When we're thinking about advice from old person, like have the conversation. Like from the retreat that I went, or the thing on Friday, the Hillbro thing, it was like giving different perspectives, and it was like, nah, because what about this? And I'm like, imagine how situations would be if you really just had that conversation and just said, hey, I think this, or I think that, or Mama Joe, I don't agree with this, so I think that. What about that? Like we got to do better with I feel like having a conversation, because that helps us. That
Yeah,
helps us because I feel like a lot of older people have so much wisdom, and
For sure.
it's still valid today. And I feel like it's just different things that we have to have conversations about. Like
yeah.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because you can't. I know you might think that boy is gay, but you can't call him a.
You can't say that, grandma. You can't say that, grandma. Yeah,
Granny, what
yeah,
you just say?
And I
yeah.
mean,
That's
and
right,
just
Granny.
and
Because
they
there's
don't mean no harm.
they don't, and
They don't
there's
mean no
still a
harm.
lot of good that they have to say. There's a
For
lot
sure.
still that we can pull from tradition and from their wisdom, like you said. But like some of it, you gotta listen, grandma, because it's
Mm-hmm.
a different world out here. I'm trying to protect you, girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different
Uh,
world, like Crease on us. Yeah,
than where
that's
you
what he
come
say.
from.
Yeah.
And then where you come from, right? Oh, I just want to get two fun facts about Soul Food the film. First, this is Mekhi Phifer's second movie. He had like some like TV movies, but this is only his second movie. His first movie was
Oh,
Clockers,
wow.
a Spike Lee joint. And
I
yeah, he
remember
did
Clock. I
yeah,
couldn't
Clockers
watch
was
it.
yeah, Clockers was crazy. I love Clockers.
You
I love
would.
Spike. Yeah, yeah. All he wanted to do was get out the hood.
What's the name of this
Go
movie? I'm sorry.
Clockers.
Clockers.
I've never heard
Yeah.
of
I feel like this a
Yeah.
deep cut for Spike Lee. Like a lot of people know about Crooklyn, a lot of people know about Malcolm X, but Clockers was definitely one of the ones in the 90s. I think it was like 94, 95, something like that.
Yeah.
So
it.
yeah, this was only his second movie. The second fun fact I have is that the director is George Tillman Jr. and he also directed Barbershop.
Oh,
And maybe
also in
I'm lying.
Chicago.
No, I think he did do Barbershop. Barbershop, he
Hmm.
did Big George Foreman. I didn't watch that, and I Hate You Give, along with some other movies too. But
Hmm.
yeah, he actually went to
Oh,
Columbia
cool.
for his degree. I don't know if it was bachelor's or master's, but yeah, Columbia right in Chicago. So yeah, I feel
Hmm.
like I will either direct or write a movie one day, and I just love looking at movies and shows and stuff, and just what I'm saying, seeing it from a different lens and see how
Oh,
people like to tell their story is just so interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Soul
that's
Food is a classic.
Yeah.
very
Classic.
classic. I remember we had the VHS, and the VHS came with a cookbook. Do y'all remember that?
Girl, we
It
was cool
had
about
like
bootleg movies. You do not get a cookbook with a bootleg movie.
no, for real.
So no, I do not know
Now
that.
we had the real one, and it had a book. And my mama used that book to this day. When I got grown,
Wow.
I had a laminator for like one of my classroom projects or whatever, and my mom was like, "Can you take that to work and
Laminate
laminate?"
this.
And it will forever like that.
Wow.
If I was at my mama's house right now, I could go and find the soul food, and she pull it out every holiday. The soul food cookbook. Yeah, and
Wow.
then I think we went to the show because for some I remember my eyes being covered when Faith and Terry husband was
Mhm.
boot knocking.
Good
Um
loving body.
Like they
it
right.
was boot knocking. I mean, and Terry did good even in that scene because all she did was get him up out of there,
Got
and
him up out of there.
she
He
got him up
said,
out of there, right? Like
Mhm.
he was like, "Where we going?" She was like, "You going back home?" He was like, "I just came from home."
And
No,
then
you
when
got to go tonight.
that's the next thing, it was the anniversary party. I was like, wait,
Exactly. And
what's
so she
happening?
held it in until the part.
"Woo."
Until she saw Faith. Is
No,
that what it
until they
was?
said the family with the house.
Oh yeah,
For you
yeah,
and your
yeah,
family. Fuck the family.
yeah,
And she
Yeah,
got that
that
knife.
yeah. She was gonna slice a dice.
and then
Right.
I'm
She
thinking
was
about
she
like
was
how
about to be on the
stuff would
carpet
pan out with
table.
my family, and I'm like, maybe that's not right. Maybe the way that I think it would happen to my family, maybe that ain't right. Maybe that ain't
Yeah,
I
right.
it's less
mean,
about is it right and more like this would happen.
this is what would happen. Yeah,
But
Yeah.
also we can't judge a reaction. You know what I'm saying? I just that's me personally, because you never know what will set a person off.
Hmm.
Like, dang, she was
yeah.
tripping. Was she?
Yeah.
I
You know?
also want to mention that the Soul Food soundtrack was a classic.
Yeah.
Classic, classic.
That is where we got a song from Mama.
Uh-huh.
Duh, everybody play that on Mother's
For
Day.
sure.
Real sad.
Um, yeah,
Just make
Milestone,
you
I
cry.
Care About You, and Casey and JoJo and the Edmonds brothers. Those are all Babyface's brothers. Were in a group called Milestone, and I
Mhm.
didn't get it, but remember Terry's husband name was Miles,
Mm-hmm.
and so the band was Milestone.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was so
Oh.
corny.
Because that's when Faith said it. The band's called Milestone. You're the
Right.
bird behind it. Like, girl, shut
That's
your
what
ass up.
that's what she was deducing
Movie.
him.
That's when
Right.
you was throwing them
Right.
panties at
I
him.
think it's a great idea. Personally.
Right.
You should quit your
Um,
job. You don't need to be no attorney.
just come play the piano for me while I dance. Do 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 do
Yeah.
do. What about
Goodness.
us? By from Total was on there. Drew Hill, we not making love no more.
Hmm.
Was
Mm.
on there. Usher and Monica Slow Jam, and they have September by Earth, Wind and Fire on here. But obviously it wasn't on the soundtrack. But I think that is bring back soundtracks
Bring back
because
soundtrack.
But
that
also bring back
that like
marketing, because
that's
like
a
the
lot
fact
of
that they
what
did
I
a
remember. No, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying bring back marketing, because the fact that y'all had a cookbook for a
Right.
movie called Soul Food, like that's amazing. You know, they should
That
definitely bring
was.
stuff like that back.
Yeah. Yeah. But just some more details about the movie.
That's fun. That's fun. That's about all I got, guys. Because we touched on.
So basically, my next question is, who cooking soul food dinner on Sunday? Danae, what time should we be over
What did
on
I
Sunday?
tell you at the top?
She
At
said
the
on
top
Sunday
You
of
heard
you
about
got
that?
stuff for shit.
You heard about that?
Don't
That was before the
ask me.
conversation of soul food.
But
Why you always
damn
bringing up old shit?
Right. Living
you
in the
know,
past. I want a fried turkey, some greens, macaroni and cheese, a little sweet
maybe the
potato.
following weekend. Maybe the following weekend I'll whip some up. Now I'm not making no hot water cornbread. Y'all getting jiffy.
I
Okay.
actually
I don't
don't
know how
like
to
hot
do
water
all that.
cornbread.
I don't know
I
how to
don't
do
like it.
that. But we
We
can
losing
have a little
recipes.
man.
Ah,
We losing them. We losing them. I ain't got them.
Not in your house because your mom got the soul food cookbook.
It's
She does.
laminated.
I'm gonna send y'all a picture of it next time I go over there. I
We
promise.
not losing
And let me tell
recipes.
you, I believe you
Yeah.
110%.
Yeah. What's
I
up?
love that though. I did
Soul
not know
food.
it came with a cookbook. I did not
It
know that.
sure did. It sure did.
Never knew that.
Babyface, the soundtrack king, because anything he touches,
Boomerang too.
yeah, yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
That was good.
That was
That was
so
good. I
cool.
like that.
What movie
And
we gonna do
again, let
next?
us know what y'all think about it. What's some takeaways that y'all have from Soul Food? We want to know.
Yeah, please
We
let us
talked about
know.
ours, but
I think we should do this once a month.
Yeah, a movie like a movie deep dive.
something like
Yeah.
just some.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna watch Crooklyn.
Now Kirkland is a good one too.
Crooklyn is a good one.
Okay.
Queenie. Yeah, for sure. But
Okay.
I'm enjoying. That's my take on Soul Food, y'all. And again, I was upset. I'm still upset. What I say? I'm still upset.
That was very good. Good job.
It was.
Layla.
Now you can take us out.
All right, life be hard. It be hard. Like the family might fuck your husband.
Stay for good.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to say it.
Too soon. Too
You
soon.
know? But as long as you actually decent, you'll be all right. Come on back.
Yes.
Come watch this. Bye.
See y'all
I
next
can't believe
time.
you said that.